Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday Tips to Unleash Your Amazing. How was everybody's Christmas and Hanukkah? How are you celebrating the holidays? And what are your plans for New Year's? Please share with me in the comments and let me know what's going on, or send me a message. Would love to hear how you are celebrating your life here at the end of this crazy year. So today I wanted to share with you about communicating in 2021 through love. So love is an acronym which starts with L for listen. So what I want to tell you about listening in love is I want you to start really tuning into what your body is saying, what your intuition is telling you in different situations with people, and how well do you listen to yourself? So that's the first thing, is because love always starts within. And until we understand and can appreciate and love ourselves, then loving others and being love in communication is just kind of a dream at this point. So how are you loving yourself? What are you doing to really nurture and understand yourself? How well do you listen to other people when they're speaking? Are you really listening and engaging with them and just being patient while actively listening? And I know that sometimes with some of the different behavioral styles, listening can be a little bit of a challenge because your mind moves so fast that you want to engage and communicate with other people. But really communicating with others through love means to be patient and listen actively. So what I encourage, if you have trouble like listening to what people say, what I do when things like pop into my mind that I'm like, oh, I write it down. So I start making notes about things that I want to ask them about, so that people have an opportunity to really share with you authentically. So that's number one. So listening to our intuition and hearing those slight messages that maybe we're only hearing once inside us, as well as listening to other people, is really huge when we're communicating. Being open-minded, open-hearted. Believe that people have the best intentions when they're communicating with you, and understand that we all communicate so differently and unique. And being patient in this as you're learning to listen better and be more open-minded in your communication is really huge. Now, also understanding as you're listening and being open-hearted and open-minded, also listen to your intuition. Are there any red flags in this conversation that make you feel like you need to step back and observe? V stands for vulnerable. Now, this can be very scary, especially when we've had trauma in our lives, or maybe some people that really let their shadow sides out, and our shadow side kind of went in and really felt hurt from those engagements. So making sure that you're still being vulnerable in your communication, being true to yourself, not faking it till you make it, but more about speaking your truth and being solid in who you are and where you're going in life. And this takes time and practice, but the more you can practice being vulnerable and transparent, the easier things will get in the long run. Because let's just face it, do we really want to be holding ourselves back from how we can communicate in love just because we're worried about what other people would think? That's silly. We need to work on being the best of ourselves each and every day. And that starts with vulnerable and transparent communication. And lastly, empower. Being truthful to yourself and others, taking personal responsibility to the energy you are bringing to different conversations, and working through any misunderstandings that may come up or any triggers that happen when you're communicating through love. And just remember that communication begins with how we're communicating with ourselves. And then it like sprinkles out to how we communicate with others. So making sure that you're really learning to love yourself, communicate authentically, and just really empowering yourself to communicate with love in 2021 is really important because, you know, as a country, as a planet, we are going through this mass awakening right now where people are really, um, you know, they're triggering other people. And when that happens, I just want you to take some time and like really journal about, you know, what's happening in your life. You know, got to get it out of your head, the little spinning around that makes you feel lost and out of control. And the only way to get your thoughts under control is to get it out of your head. Our brains don't know how to let things go until there is something on record that shows, that says, okay, like, oh yeah, she's got this now. I understand. I don't have to keep thinking about, you know, what that person said. She wrote it down, she reflected on it, and now she's releasing it. So what I just encourage you to is, if there's anything that is stressing you or challenging you, like at the end of this year, going into the next year, especially right now while we have this beautiful full moon going on, I want you to write it all down. Write it all down, and then anything that felt triggering or negative that you wrote down, I want you to look at that through a different lens, one of lessons. Like, what are you learning from that? What are you learning from the communication, and what did it teach you, and how will you do better the next time? Would love to support you in any way I can. Please share with me, send me a message, and let me know how things are going for you. If you would like to have like a one-to-one with me, I'd love to catch up right before we head into the new year, or even next week. You can schedule that right on my website at unleashyyouramazing.com/contact-us. And I really look forward to hearing from you and seeing how you are loving yourself through the journey as we head into this new year. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.